Hey everyone, in this video, I want to go over the different ways in which you can connect with me, your instructor, throughout the semester. So here we go. First thing I want to say is I'm recording this for the spring 2025 semester, and so please pay attention to your information in your class for your particular semester. Otherwise, everything else would be the same concept as far as how my office hours work and so on. So the things that will be different though would be, for example, my introduction video. It probably won't say spring 2025 if it's not the spring 2025 semester. And I might change when my office hours are, what days and times, and then I might not have an in-person option, especially during the summer semester. All right, so one way that you can connect with me is via office hours. And the way these office hours work is it's really, that's been the term used for it. That's certainly what was used during my days going to school. Office hours are really what I would call student hours because that's when I'm available to talk to you all. And as I put on here, office hours are an important part of supporting you throughout this course, especially in an online format. Even if you do not have specific questions, needs, or concerns, I would love to meet up with you at least once during the semester. And the way this works is, I'm available, so you don't have to try to set up an appointment. And in this particular case, this is when I am making myself available on these 2 different days during these time slots. Now, the virtual only option is exactly that. I will have my Zoom meeting running, but I could be anywhere in the world, right? I could be in Hawaii or something like that. But yeah, during that time on Mondays from 1:30 to 7:30 p.m., except on holidays or when the universities close, whatever, you can click on this link right here, and then you can come visit me without an appointment. Now, I do have it set up to where there's a waiting room. So this will be just like if you were to stop by my office, for example, in person, and if somebody was already there, well, you'll have to wait outside, right? My office. And so, same thing in a virtual room. If when you arrive, there will be a waiting room, and it might take me a couple minutes to let you in because I might be meeting with somebody else. And you'll see a message where it says something like that kind of information. So you could stick around and wait, or you could leave me a message and say, hey, I have these questions, or hey, I was in the waiting room. Because it is possible also that maybe there was something funky going on in the waiting room and maybe I didn't catch you. And so that'll let me know that, oh, I need to ensure that I know you're in the waiting room. Or just it's a way to connect, right, via email, which I'll talk about that, some more about emailing me in a minute. So that's virtual only. And then if I have the in-person and virtual option, that means that I'll be sitting in my office at Athens State University while also running the Zoom meeting. So you could stop by in person, especially if you're just planning on being on campus anyway. Maybe you have a class or you have to meet somebody else also. So that'll be a great way to meet up in person. Or you could just click on this link and it'll be the same thing. You'll end up in a waiting room and then I'll let you in. So these office hours, that would be one way to connect with me. And then I'll go ahead and let's do this next item here. So next item I have is by appointment. So I'm available 7 days a week to arrange time and method of meeting. So that could mean that perhaps we could meet in my office or somewhere else on campus, or we could meet via Zoom. So it would be a matter of scheduling that time because maybe what I have picked out for my office hours, maybe that doesn't work for you. And so, yeah, excuse me, I'm, I'm happy to connect. Yeah, I'm getting all choked up about it. I'm happy to connect with you whether that's late on a weeknight. Like I know I've had meetings with students before at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., or maybe on a Saturday or a Sunday. Now, I will say that I'm also going for that work-life balance. And so, like, I hope that makes sense that I want to make myself available, but I'm also going for work life balance because in this online format, most of my courses are online, and it would be easy for me to just be working 24/7. And I cannot be available 24/7. It's not healthy, it's not sustainable, it's just not a good idea, right? And so I try to operate as much as possible Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, be there for you all, and then also my office hours, but then have my evenings and my weekends be sacred, right? However, I understand sometimes the only way to connect is by making an appointment outside of these hours, potentially. Or maybe you could also meet during the weekdays, like maybe Tuesdays, right? At 1 p.m. So there are those many different possibilities. It's really more an exception at this point when it comes to outside of the business hours and business days type of meetings, and so that's why I put it out there that I'm available 7 days a week. So I might have to revisit this if it becomes more of the rule where most students would like to meet on a Saturday or Sunday, right? So I might have to rethink that, but for now it's been an exception. And so, yeah, I'm happy to meet with you all when it works for you. I could also do phone calls. So I got my phone number right here. And my preferred method is email, though, because I'm not always at my office to be able to answer the phone. And so if we make that appointment arrangement, for example, like if you want to call me because that's what works best for you, then that's when it would be really good for me to know that, oh, yeah, you'll be calling me on a Thursday at 3 p.m., for example. So that's what my thinking is for connecting with me. So, what do we got so far? Office hours, email, which I kind of mentioned already, making a phone call, making an appointment, right? Okay, so last thing I want to talk about is about emailing me. So, when you reach out via email, please use your Athens State email account. So, you were assigned your student email. You could also use the inbox in Canvas. Uh, if you're going to be using Canvas inbox, then you don't have to worry about including your course number and CRN in the subject line because that's just going to be part of the message already. But if you were using your Outlook student email account, then please in the subject line or somewhere in your email, let me know which class and what the CRN number is because I have more than one section of my marketing principles class and I also have many other marketing courses. And so that'll just give me a little more context, save me some time. Because, for example, like assignment three would look totally different in one class versus another. And so, if your email was like, hey, I have a question about assignment three, well, I'll be like, okay. So then I would have to dig through and find your name. It just saves time, right? It just helps. When it comes to emails, just like the whole idea of what I talked about, have potentially working 24/7, it'd be the same thing with email. It would be easy for me to just be constantly checking my emails, especially since I got one of these that tells me whenever I get an email. However, because of that whole work-life balance that I'm trying to go for, I do want to operate within the as much as possible Monday to Friday business hours, right? And so please be mindful of that I might not get back to you if you email me late on a Friday or late in the evening that I won't get back to you until the next business day or depending on what I got going on that week, where if it's really busy, it might be up to 48 hours. So 24 to 48 hours. If you don't hear back from me, please feel free to give me a nudge because anything's possible. It could be that the email never made it for whatever reason, or maybe I accidentally deleted it. Oops. Or it could be that I just need that extra push to say, hey, so please feel free to do that. Um, let's see what else I got there. Oh, with this type of timeline that I'm talking about, then it is a good idea for you to go ahead and take a look at your assignment details, for example, early on during the week, like Monday, Tuesday, so that you don't wait until the weekend to have questions about the work. My deadlines are designed to give you ample time to complete the assignments and ask questions. So it's not going to be an excuse to be late on an assignment because you said that I didn't get back with you quickly enough. Okay, so that's what I have about that. Now, kind of related to all of this, so I mentioned work life balance, right? Easy for me to be working 24/7 or be available. I do have one exception to that. Besides, if you make appointments with me, I have so many students, so many assignments that whenever I have the time, I do, or if I can't sleep, for example, I do grade just whenever, right? And so you might see that I'll grade over the weekend. And I have my grading set up to where you should be able to be notified as soon as I post a grade or do any kind of commenting on your assignments. So you might find that I'm working on a Saturday night or maybe even 3 a.m. because I can't sleep or whatever. And so that is one exception. So I do kind of, just so I could keep chipping away at grading, yeah, that's definitely one exception there. Otherwise, those are the different ways that you can connect with me. And that's what I have about this. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions.